House 2. And then finally at 10 p.m. So a little bit more of a gap here this time around, but we'll work with it. It's Peony Dynasty versus Semi Pro. Set 1, Dark Lord on Wretched Shop. Set 2,
Ooh.
Wraith on Dead Dog Saloon. And a tiebreaker of Ghoul on Suffocation Pit 1. I'm no one important, but I'm joined by someone who is. Peaches, how does it feel like to be inside of the box, my friends?
Well, that is definitely one way to introduce me to this and into the weekends. But I am feeling great. I'm excited. This is a good way to start off the weekend as we have loaded in on the Spirit on Wrecker's Yard. We got Becky on the Killer. We already know what they are about. Saw how they were in season 5, and it was just absolutely phenomenal to see their gameplay. Now, seeing them face off against Scarlett, still in the group stage, and we're going to see some fantastic gameplay. And just kind of looking around on top of the hill, trying to get our bearings, trying to see who is around, what's the game plan, where are we trying to go. We do see some of the survivors still around the bomb side. Looks like we were trying to face, or looks like we would like deep 6, trying to see if anyone's in the tile. And here we go, we find our first survivor in the form of Dej, and I don't think they make it back to any time. This is going to be a very super early hit, and I think we might be able to follow this up with a very quick dash, unless we can make it over to Shack and maybe get the Shack pallet down in time. Yes, we do get the pallet down in time, using the stairs of the basement to use our bounce land to get a little bit more distance. That's a great way to use our perk, especially that chase. This hit came in way too early, and if Dej can at least get the chase continuing going on, using his perks and using what he can, and make up for the start, they can still bring us back. And as you can see, look on the left side there, we got all 3 survivors working our way on gens. Now we gotta win some 50-50s on the Spirit. We're winning a couple of them. Here we go. Hello. They's using this very not so great pallet dumpster tile against it against the Spirit here. We are able to make it over to the 6th tile. We're just a whole W into the deep pocket. This is a great spot to die. So very well played by Dej, bringing back kind of like a very early start, what could have been a horrendous or a great start for Baki, able to bring it all the way to the deep pocket of 6 and get so much gen pressure on the map.
Yeah, that's the kind of start that you need if you're Scarlett. Look at all that gen pressure in the background. There's 2 generators ready to pop momentarily. So I'm going to take this nice pain resonance hook over towards 7, and that's just going to be hitting our Ace's gen. Bang goes LV Duck, and he did not hop off it in time, unfortunately, but was very close to finishing his gen regardless, and probably will do so anyway. Back he has rotated towards the top portion of the map where he knows these are the generators that are being slammed, the motors rather, as we do kick here over 11. That is no, sorry, we kicked there over at short 12. That's going to be 11 popping in our face, so can't really do too much about LV Duck's generator as well. We just have to just acknowledge the fact that we're going to be losing that generator too, as we do just press over there slowly but surely, and yeah, like clockwork, there it happens, and Lemon straight back on that generator over towards 10 or 11. LV Duck ready to get that save all the way over at 7 as well. Yeah, hopefully, you know, after going back, we can try to intercept that on the side of Baki here, because Scarlett looking pretty dangerous right now. Does eat the tag here, and that's going to result in a trade, but we're pretty happy to sacrifice that eruption proc, and we've called the down very nicely, but we're going to take the pain resonance hook just to stop that generator as well from popping. So maybe we go back into the phase and continue the tunnel out here, buy ourselves just a little bit more time, still going for the double on it, not really going for the 1 split there, or they choose to do so after stopping the generator from regressing and just continue to working it. That's going to be Vish obviously going for the save there, as Lemon is just going to be still trying to push for that generator to be worked, and there it is. It does pop in our killer's face. We are going to be taking the traversability here towards short 2, but we're not quite catching out off guard. Dej, he's playing absolutely incredible right now. Does even vault over the pallet 1 time and still only has 1 health state to be working with here. Does have Dead Hard to be working with, and we've read it! Oh, that was so close and heartbreaking. We got a head-on saved up, I do, set up there, I do believe that was, but yeah, no, oh, it's not a head-on. Oh, sorry, we are just going to be hiding through the locker there. I was like thinking a med-on play, no.
That would have actually been kind of insane, walking by the lockers with the pickup and just having a head on in your face. That would have been horrendous. But yeah, Becky going back down toward the bottom side, trying to pressure out a little bit more of the gens, try to get maybe apply some more of the eruption. Because I think with a lot of these gens popping, I don't think there's much of a 3-gen to be held here. We have the one at Shack, we have the one kind of around near the hill, four hill kind of area. We have the one at 8 here in the car pile. So I mean, and we do have this one at 6. I mean, this is something that can be held, but I think given the spread that we have, I'm pretty sure we're gonna bring this down to the 4K1 and might possibly see the 4K0 possibly out if the survivors are able to keep Dej alive. So we will see the trade. Lemon is trading for Dej on the hook, but they're not gonna go for the hook quite yet. They want to get this tunnel out ASAP because they know just as well as we do, if this tunnel does not come out sooner than later, those gens are going to pop, they're going to fly, and that will be it. And we're gonna see outs even against the killer as strong as Becky. But yeah, we will see the down onto them over here in kind of like deep 12 era, great spot to die. We will see Vij picking up Lemon off the ground and LB Duck working away at the next gen. But this is where it really gets interesting. So I still believe we'll still see one more gen pop. I think we will try to see to get the reset onto Lemon. But after that, I'm not so sure. Whichever gen that they decide to pop will basically determine if they're going to be able to break the remaining gens on the map.
What I would have liked to really see happen, and this is all in hindsight, I guess, was just maybe playing in twos for the tunnel out there, dying on a pallet. If we got a pallet save over towards deep 12 and had just even two survivors working these bottom gens here, that could have set us up for so much more success in the long run. And you saw them play so altruistic last week, even though it didn't mean much. It would have meant a lot if we did manage to make that pay off this time around, but unfortunately, no. Back is going to be taking control over the match once more and is going to be hitting Lemon down. He is pain resible, pain resible, I guess we'll use that term for the sake of, I don't know. But we are going to be using this pain resonance over towards 11, and that's going to, stop the progression all the way over at the bottom half of the map, where Backy just enters back into the phase and doesn't really have to work too hard. He's going to try and catch out a sneaky rotation, but he's not on the edge map. He's right in the guts of 10 here, and we've greeted the pallet. Sprint burst in hand to buy us some distance, and we opt not to play this pallet, which is the smart thing. We tried to evade, but we caught sight of him just for a few seconds, and that's a nice looking vault there to delay the tag, deny the tag rather. Back into the phase again. Backy really wants to get this tag, and he's in his best interest to do so. I think we blew up a generator in the background as well, and oh no, we vaulted a window rather. Sorry, I thought we were leaving Lemon on hook, but that wouldn't have even been a smart idea. I don't know why I thought that, but regardless, it's going to be the slap onto LV Duck. Follow up here with the phase from the M1 state into the phase is always going to result in a down, or should always result in a down 9 times out of 10. Granted, there's actually no God pallet in front of you, and yeah, like clockwork, that is just going to be LV Duck back on the floor. Backy trying to pressure the hook there for any sort of reset shenanigans that would have been happening, but I don't think they're going to be doing that just yet. I think they want to be making a way more safer location than, obviously resetting on top of the hook, as Backy does take his pick here. Going to be hooking more towards a 7 car pile to really put the jets on these generators here over at 6. Car pile 7, Shaq, and the likes of 4 as well. So, all in the meantime, you have a hook in the middle of it all. You are the spirit, so you can put pressure on the map pretty fast in comparison to other killers. Eruption in your back pocket for when you do need it. Limited resources as well. It's looking like 4K1 territory, but they still can pull it out to high stages, I do believe.
It definitely is possible, but so far, if Becky's able to continue, oh, nice hit on that. I think if you're expecting to go around the car just a little bit more, but they stayed at the pallet, and Becky noticed that, didn't see the grass moving around, and didn't see any footsteps or anything of that. So we were able to get the down, and this is a really good hook right in the middle. Sure, it's not a pain res, but location at this point is definitely where it's at, and Becky knows that there's not a whole lot of gen pressure being made right now, because I mean they'd rather reset. I mean, it's kind of rule of thumb that you reset against a spirit, because I mean, well, you don't want to play injured because I can hear you super well when they're in their phase form. So Becky is happy with taking that. They know there's no need for the pain risk quite yet, and that can be something that they save to possibly protect this 4K2 that is looking pretty close. I mean, we do see the double reset though, so that is huge. One person gets hit the gen, one person will go for the unhook. I believe it'll be more than likely Lemon going for the save, and then LV Duck is staying at the generator, as LV Duck would be the tunnel out, and we don't want to go into a 2v1 against Becky Spirit. That is not going to be fun. But look at this nice little perch that Becky's found here, just kind of sitting up right up here on this hill, just kind of nonchalant, just chilling. Hey, what's going on, guys? I mean, they have really no reason to leave. I mean, they know that they're somewhere in this bottom area, and even if they do work away at that bottom generator, they know that there's basically no progress on it, so they can kind of just happily sit here and wait for Beach to go to second, and then there you got 2 survivors that can be potential Tunnuts and can possibly turn this to a 2v1. So yeah, we will see them face camp that and get them to second stage. We'll start walking over to the car pile. We do see, just like I was saying, we do see LB Duck here will apply Eruption. I don't think we'll follow up too closely with that. I think we'll probably go back to the hook. Yes, that's exactly what we want to do. We want to continue this pressure. Maybe we get the tunnel onto Vishin. Oh, nice window involved there. I think Becky was trying to body block them from the window, but not quite able to make that happen. So I think we will continue this chase, try and turn this to a 2v1 as best as possible. We did hit the BT, and that is huge. It'll give them a little bit more of a speed boost over to the top side of the map, as that's where we need to die. We need to go away from these generators, so at least the other survivors can maybe double out of 10. Yes, you see the eruption value. You see them working away at the car generator. They're doubling it out, but I don't think they're gonna make it in time. Even though this isn't a pain res with Becky in the face, I don't think they pop it in time here. This is gonna be really close.
Oh, no,
They do they? Wait, what happened?
No, it was pain res. Sorry.
Wait. There's still pain res though. Oh, my bad. I got the pain res is mixed up. That's my bad. But I was like, oh shoot, this is getting really close.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was the final stack because if you remember correctly, like, we hooked Vish over towards 4, which wasn't a pain resonance. He said that it was like more of a prioritized hook location, and yeah, it's what our killer was going for. And then just following up the tunnel out onto Vish there just allowed them to get that final pain resonance stack. As we do take the blind onto Baki, he's going to be playing around the dropped pallet here, more towards the corner of 7 is LV Duck. That's just going to be a slap, and then straight back into the phase again. Lemon really trying to slam out another generator that's from start to finish, and with the Spirit, I don't see a world where that is feasible, unfortunately. But they are playing for the last remaining minutes. A little bit too slow to be reaching for that window there, and Baki not going to be swinging for it. Going back to kick the generator here over towards 7 and take control of the map once more. Doesn't really give a damn about where LV Duck is currently. All that matters at the moment is Lemon kind of has to stay healthy at this point. I can see a world where these two reset over towards top and then pressure the gens from both sides, obviously being 7 and 4. It would take a reset though, which Baki might click on to, given the fact that he has line of sight all the time, every time. And as I say that, he does manage to find out LV Duck, who's just slamming the gen injured, and he's just going to be trying to make a death location that allows Lemon to get a little bit more progress onto 4, but it's not really going to matter much. Going to be taking the pick up onto LV Duck there, and then just shutting the hatch to deny any remaining generators in the trial. So, or you could even go straight towards the generator over at 3, but that would be pretty risky. You'd actually risk getting it out there, and Lemon really trying to make his way over towards the stack. And we're going for a little bit of a 1v1.
Potential 4K1 to 4K0 that we were expecting to see, because yeah, I'm pretty surprised to see the 4K2. I mean, it is Baki to say the least, so it's I can't say I'm too surprised, but with the start that we had with the very aggressive start onto working away at those generators, I definitely expected to see the 4K1, 4K0, but yeah, Baki was able to capitalize on the mistake, the one on Vish on F4, and was able to just put him in that central spot and just take a nice, just chill out on top of that hill. That hill is really beneficial, especially at the beginning and in that spot. They're able to just look over and yeah, just have a good time and just kind of look around and basically know exactly what your opponents are doing. So we've now finally loaded in. We got LV Duck on the Spirit. We got Kana, Baki, Silly, and Fij on the Survivor side. A couple one perk change up in the build. We got the turn back the clock instead. I think that's pretty solid perk instead of Sloppy. I think having a little extra gen regression never hurts, but I'm not too sure of LV Duck's Spirit mechanics in general. I have not seen his Spirit at least in the casting booth side of things, so maybe you have a little bit more insight on his Spirit compared to Baki's.
Not so much his Spirit. Honestly, Unknown, I've seen him play a fair bit amount, but Spirit, haven't seen it in a while if I have seen it. And, you know, he's got a 4K2, so, oh my god. A 4K2 win condition, actually, but we'll see how it all pans out as we just take the first chase here onto Canalave, who's pre-dropped short 12 and just running into corner 11 there. playing very nice amongst his distance, and LV Duck's just happy to get rid of that resource and go straight back to the uncorrupted zone where we can start pressing off these survivors here. And I do believe we've caught Silly here over at 7. No, we haven't. This is Backy. I do apologize. It was a little bit fuzzy on my end again, as you know, Discord streams tend to do that. But regardless, LV Duck straight back into the face here, but getting a little bit lost. And oh my god, we've lost him entirely, and we've swung into the car, and that's not done us any justice. LV Duck does not want to overchase that. Look, he has one more chance to leave and then chase for something a little bit more favorable, but he finds Canna again. And now Canna was the survivor to escape him the first time around here. So what can he do for the second time? As we do pre-drop the pallet here, that's a nice looking early swing, but it's not going to be connecting, as Canna Leaves kind of read that and just dropped the pallet and just ran with his distance towards 3, where now we do have the likes of 2 to be used. And there goes the Firecracker to try and blind out Killer, but not quite working out. We swung into thin air again, really falling short on these swings. Canna Leave even winning the stun as well. You need to really be getting these tags, because this is what will really hurt the survivor team in the long run. We've been blocked by the Husk, and then unfortunately that is going to spell the tag for LV Duck there, at least as far as Canna Leave goes. This is exactly what LV Duck needs. Does have Shaq to be dropped and then create himself that distance that allows FJ and Silly to pop both of their generators to press more and more on top of that 4K 2 sorry, 4K1 win condition for them, I guess. Going for a bit of a pallet save here. Now, he's tried to call a bluff, but we know there's somebody lurking with a beamer, and that is going to be back here, and that is going to be Canna off of LV Duck's shoulders, and we've been blinded for so long. Please, let's get unblinded so we can, you know, just continue the matchup here. We are going to be seeing scratch marks lead towards the bottom of the map, where Canna Leave has made a very nice death location here, and I do believe we're still even technically playing in 2s, where we've faked this pallet here over towards 6. Now, Backy will get a little bit, sorry, LV Duck rather, will get a little bit worrisome about maybe we were playing in 2s, but no, we're not, because we had dropped the pallet. So that kind of led me to believe that maybe that wasn't the case, as we did drop the resource. But that is going to be another stage, the first stage onto Canna Leave there. LV Duck just going to go back towards the top half of the map. Now, really has to hold on to these generators here. I don't think he can allow for... Oh, we can allow for 1 more to pop, and it'd probably be something more along the lines of either 9 or 3 if he is to really hold on to this match here, but it's looking pretty grim. We do take the kick with Eruption onto one of those generators. It wasn't a Pain Resonance hook over it down towards Deep 6, so we weren't really able to slow the match down in that regard, but we did have turned back the clock to at least put some more... pressure onto 3 and not have it be done in our face. Silly just going to be vaulting the window there of the truck straight into the middle of the map, but LV Duck again doesn't want any of it. Has opted to play a little bit more safe and camp out the second stage. I don't know if this is the correct play, because look at all that pressure in the background there, Peaches.
It's a tough call to make, especially I was looking at that Pain Res RNG. Basically all of them are top side, and the death spot for the survivors is going to be the bottom side. So I mean, the survivors are just going to stay around this area. They have no point, like there's no reason for them to leave this area, because you can see on the left side all the survivors are working those top side generators. So LV Duck will just have no chance of getting any more gen regression unless they can get another hook and get the turn back the clock and, you know, get the eruption to pop. But look at that, we already see the 3rd gen pop. Silly's gen is about to pop any moment now, and this chase is still going pretty long, so we're not even to see the eruption. Proctor, we're dropping the pallet. Can we win some 50s? No, we do not. We win. LV Duck will get the down onto Canna, but you will see Silly pop the 4th gen, and that will be the set win for Longbottom. So congratulations to them. Of course, we're still in play this out to try and get the best result, but oh my gosh, Fiji is also almost done with 3rd gen. They hear the terroritis of LV Duck. You can use to turn back the clock, but once again, there's just not enough gen regression. We don't have the same hook RNG that Becky had in the previous trial, so all we have is our chases. We need these chases to go short, get them done quick as possible, get the turn back the clock, continue applying the eruptions, and maybe we can see that 4K1. But with the unhook onto Canna and the reset, and you know, it's not a 3v1. It's I think we're definitely going to see outs, and this is definitely I mean, LV Duck has absolutely been a fantastic, and clearly that was a really nice phase, but kind of notice that this is not their strongest pick. I mean, we know their strongest pick, though. I mean, look, coming up next is Ghoul on Suffocation Pit 1. I mean, that's going to be insane. insane matchup for the side of Scarlett. But yeah, we will see get the hook onto Becky, and we will see the 5th and final gen pop. We got Silly on the door, which is going just a little bit over 50, and I believe they are going to go for the save. They do get the save, and I think they want to get that 4-man out going into the second set and really keep their mood up, keep their the morale up, and really just honestly trying to put LB Ducks around down as much as possible, making it difficult to make decisions or have that mental try to drain his mental a little bit going into that second set. I mean, Hunter, you know, I mean, we've seen it time and time again, every trying to fly through the phase, that mental really is a key part of playing a killer, playing survivor, making decisions. And if it's down, and if you're down yourself and making it can cause you to make a decision you normally wouldn't make, and could possibly make you lose the game. So we will see everyone else lead the trial. We get the down on Akana, and it will be only a 2 fresh 4-stage result for LB Duck.
Yeah, you had the chance to get a little bit more into Fija, but Canalave doing what Canna does best, playing the aggressive game and then just taking that chase straight off of Fija to...
Hello everyone, welcome back to the matchup. We're on to our second set. The first, just to give a quick recap, the first set was a set win to the side of Longbottom, and now we're on to Scarlett's pick of Ghoul on Self Pit. One of my personal favorite picks in this whole thing, and just in general as a killer. And of course, if we get to the tiebreaker, Singularity, say less. I'm all in. I'm ready to go. I'm excited for this. And we got Lemon on the killer. And Lemon is pretty fantastic Ghoul. I've personally faced him myself as well, and it is not fun being on the survivor side going up against him. So I'm excited to see the gameplay that he will show us today. So we got Canna, we got Becky, Silly, and Feach on the survivor side. And we got an interesting build here. We got we see some totem type stuff. Normally we see, like, sometimes we see the solo ruin with corrupt, but we ain't seen no corrupt. We got Undying in its place. Painter's Eruption, Ruin, Undying. Very interesting pick. We already see the Undying value, where we see I didn't see which survivor was in the left corner. Canna over here trying to work away at that totem, which we do still see Undying lead the trial. Another survivor is working away at it. We still have Ruin up and avail. We get the bite onto Canna, and this is a nice little spot to chase. We don't. So if this chase does not, if this chase can last pretty long for Canada, they can get a lot of value with given that there's no corrupt intervention. The survivors can just hop right on gens right away, and we knew the chases it was not going to last as long, so we call in for another body like your Feach coming in to save Canna from going down in the wrong spot. They do not want him dying in the top side area. I didn't get a good look at 3-gen, but I wonder if that 3-gen is looking pretty solid, that they want him away from that top side. And yeah, we're forced to leave. We get the chances of light value and blind onto Lemon, slowing him down just a little bit, but looks like we're not going to the top side quite yet. We want to spread a couple more injuries. We get the bite onto Silly over here at 5, chasing him off the General Ruin. We're getting its value, but we're taking the chase of Round Shack, which is a pretty strong resource to use against the Ghoul, but not quite using the Shack Pallet, though. We're holding our check spots pretty well. If Lemon can slingshot themselves in front of the pallet, in front of the window, maybe we can get it down onto them, but nah, we're just going to go with the pallet breaks over here on 5. We see Ruin leaving the trial, and that's what I was kind of curious about with this build. I mean, no corrupt intervention, and if the totems are found super early on, which they weren't in any really deep hidden spots, it's a whole very much a glass cannon type build, and now all we have is Painters and Eruption. And of course, the only way you can get Painters is if you get a down, and this chase is going way longer than I think Lemon is expecting, especially when you have another body block coming in. The altruism on Longbottom is absolutely insane right now. We're not quite able to block Canna from the window, and we're looping with friends here. We have Silly and Canna looping around the same tile, but they finally split off. We have Canna going over to the bottom mid area, Silly going towards Shack, and all we have left is this little window into the pallet over here at 8. Can we block him from the pallet? Oh, the pallet is already broken, so we will see the down finally on to Canna, but that is the downside of having this build. I mean, that long of chase had 2 totems get cleansed right away. We see that another gen pop, and although we do have 2 injuries on the board, and this is a fairly solid hook location, Longbottom is looking really good here, Hunter.
Top was pretty stacked as well. Breaking that generator over at 1 has really put them in a good spot. There's still quite a bit of what's happening here? Hello. FJ trying to utilize the champion of light there, afterwards just dropping the pallet just before main is opted to use on the outside of 10 there. But wow, that kind of threw me off of my train of thought. But I just want to quickly touch up on that That first tag, yeah, that undying value though. I mean, maybe if we just capitalized on that, that would have been so good, but a lot easier said than done. Obviously, got three very quick tags at the beginning of the game, and Lemon was looking very strong, but ultimately just did take a little too long to get Canalave down. It's still fairly respectable though. Oh my god, we're missing that swing onto Silly. Okay, that's really unfortunate stuff, but we're going to be returning back to the hook here and really trying to back up that tunnel out. Canalave, after dying in the middle of the map, is saved and probably wants to make a corner death location this time around, probably a little bit more favorable to him. And I'm very surprised that we have allowed this to happen on the side of Lemon, but hey, it does happen. There's going to be the Kagune tag, sorry, onto Canalave, who, again, playing the check spots really well amongst this jungle gym here. It's even forced Lemon to leave and go for the pressure over towards top, where he wants to hold on to the rest of the 4-gen that he's got going on here. I do believe he has here over at 10 mid, if you want to count that, behind main and 11. So definitely still workable, and that's what I was saying, a hook inside all those generators, and like we've lost this just before second stage as well, where the talent has escaped us and evaded all possibility of being down once more. But as I do say that, Caster's Curse, we are going to spot him out once more around the shack. This time does still have the resources to be used. He's been blocked at the pallet. No, Psych! That's a stun and a half, and he's just going to be making 8 because of it. Oh no, and we've lost 2 generators behind us. Lemon must be kicking the desk right now. I'd be frustrated, I'd be livid, but again, Canalave going to be dodging the T there nicely, but that's just going to result in his down. He did not have enough to be working with the L, enough distance, that is, sorry, as we do see our Nancy hiding off in a corner. Silly is going to be pressed off of any sort of funny shenanigans save that would have been happening there, but not too sure while we're there. Couldn't really do much, but it's going to be the hook onto Canalave regardless in, honestly, probably one of the worst spots for our killer at the moment, as our generators all are on the opposite side. Actually, no, our generators are all split now. What am I saying? Okay, it's okay. He just has to start playing his stages now. You can't really... You can go for a tunnel out, but... I mean, look at the split here. It's just... It hurts me to think about. I'll be completely honest with you, but... He's just going to try and force the death, and that's going to mean that Fija gets his gen done over towards the top half of the map there. I think it's over at 11, so yeah, it'd be the safest generator to work. We do have the likes of middle 5 and 8 to hold. It's not over yet, so it is the Ghoul. He's got like those tentacles that make him go very fast. A good map coverage, good pressure. Honestly, Canna just needs to die here, because if Canna does make the top half of the map after getting unhooked, it's just GG. And we do see Baki coming in for the save and doesn't mind if he trades. We can't really body block this hook, unfortunately. He is out in the open, and it's really easy for Baki to make the trade. It's going to be a pickup straight back onto one of those pain reses, maybe deep into the map there, or he's hooked him more towards the central side again. So it's just smack bang in front of all the generators where, you know, potentially we could have looked around for a pain resonance to slow the game down just a little bit and get our pain resonance in on the off chance that we don't actually get another down, but we're going to just back up the tunnel out here. Canalave going to be playing around the boxes and whatever he has to his disposal over towards top mid. I don't know if anybody's nearby for the flashlight beamer save, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were, as we do take the down onto Canalave. That is going to be Baki with nothing. I'm not sure what the plan is there, but that's going to be Canalave out of the match. It's just a little bit of distraction. I do apologize. I didn't see that feature was working for all along, and like I was saying, we really needed that pain resonance to kick in. I do believe that was the kicker there. You know, if we hooked maybe Baki more towards the generator, it could have... I don't know what our pain resonance were like. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass, but... Anyway, Silly's going to be in chase now, and that's going to be Lemon trying to block the window there and try to get the 7 stages. Do apologize, as we do pre-drop the pallet here over towards the central portion of the map. Maybe Baki even takes the down to preserve the last stage, or maybe we make it out entirely for the 4-stage game once more for the 2 fresh. Really trying to get up there and try to... Oh! How do you like that now? And Lemon is going to be forced to chase whoever's towards the middle of the map. It is going to be Fija. Does he make to the shack? To the hatch? He does.
I think he does.
Has so much these past couple of weeks that this guy knows what he's doing. And I'm very surprised that they actually allowed this to go through, let alone picked it, in all honesty. And I mean, yeah. Well, going back to what does the Survivor team really need to do? Playing altruistic is fine. I think you can't have too many people up and off the generators too much of the time because if you do remember last week that there was an instance against IMO where I do believe Scarlett was versing IMO on the West cassette and they played so altruistic, had such good chases and nothing to show for it because everybody was just constantly off a generator. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time around, even though they're fighting for an absurd win condition. But I mean, you got to work with what you're given. And we do see Backy here over towards bottom five, just going to be covering the middle of the map. Kaneki's wallet is being brought in as to oppose of the handkerchief that we usually see. So we do have the likes of coffee, which is just the stock standard stuff to be bringing into a trial regardless. Backy going to be following up with this nice tag very nice and early, and the build is the exact same. So you're alluding to before, considering that we brought double ruin last time around, that the totem spawns in this map aren't very good, and I agree, they're horrid. They're terrible. But you do have two of them, and on the off chance that they spawn at good locations, you can really save your ruin. However, if you see with a keen eye, we have over at 9 and 10 our
What?
totems. That's just, no, that's horrible. We're already on one of them. That's going to be Undying gone, but hopefully maybe it's the ultimate debate system and we just don't think to check corner 11. We go, yeah, no, we cleanse 10. It'll be fine. It's got to be somewhere else on the map, but, that's I don't know, not thinking with too much thought. And Vishia is going to be dropping that pallet more towards Central 10. Doesn't really have a lot to go on. Can't really use his life either. He's really trying to drop these pallets and get it off, I do believe. So maybe he can win 50 here and just make with the distance. Oh, no, don't tell me it's true. There's a rock there, sir! Oh, and we almost been blocked by the pallet, and we're still lasting. So we've been very fortunate in that regard. That could have ended up very badly for us. But you know what? The chase is actually not too bad. This is exactly what you need. That's not what you need, though. Pre-dropping the pallet, panic, like doing so in a panic matter and going down shortly after it. As I said, I probably should have kept my mouth shut and just watched him do what he does best. But we are going to be getting hooked here more towards the middle of main. And that's going to be the pain resonance to slow the game down just a little bit. Calm it a lot on the side of Backy here. So, a fairly good start to the game, a fairly good first chase. Can't give up too many more hooks though here, and you do need to get Backy. You do need to get Vish off of it at some point in the trial. Backy knows that he's going to be just scouring out towards one, see if he can sniff anybody out, just playing like ratting about, I guess. But I think we saw faint scratch marks here over around the coal buckets, and we did. It's going to be our Tory Kane just over towards 11 now, forced to use main after getting tagged with that Kagune mark. Does actually vault the pallet there and still has the speed boost to run away. This is Dag in chase, so we are going to be taking the break on this pallet just before following up here, where we can do so very safely. This is going to require another survivor to go for the pull in the background, particularly LV Duck because Lemon is injured. It's going to be a nice drop there just to zone our killer into the corner of the map, but we know that we can commence this chase again safely, considering the fact that we only had one gen to show for all of the passage of play that's currently happening, and now Backy just going to be zoning off Dag again from that window. It does not make it. He has read through the pallet fake, and that is just going to spell Dag's ultimate demise for the second stage of the trial, and we're still in a position that is way too holdable for our killer. I mean, these generators here are very, well, they're not very close to each other, are they? There's one over at 10, there's one over at main, and I guess there's one over at 3 that you can count as a somewhat free gen, but I mean, they're pretty far dispersed. It can still be workable, but again, the chases need to be a little bit longer. Granted, they are still pretty good, just a little bit longer here, Peaches.
Yeah, and that's although they do find the ruin though, so that will force Backy to actually physically go up to the generator and apply it with eruption. So that is something to play for. We do see it pop, so that is good, and we are chasing LB Duck. This is a different survivor, so we will be able to take this chase. And but after this hook though, no one else can be hooked. So this really is the chase of the game. This is the one that, I mean, it just need to last. Unfortunately, the WinCon having to last is quite the tall order, especially against Backy's Ghoul, and they do make it over to the pallet. I don't think there's anyone around here for the pallet save? No, there is not, and we're in a nice painters right in next to our generators here. Yeah, there isn't really much of a 3-gen, so this is workable. So I mean, this is something that can be broken. More gens can pop, and like I said, with the ruin gone, they can safely reset and not worry about ruin eating away at the generators. But but we do find the injured Dage over here at 3. It's not too bad of a tile to run the Ghoul on, but now someone has to go unhook LV Duck. Someone has to stay on the generator, and someone, ooh, can they make it over to the window? I don't know if they make it back to the pallet. We try to go for the dead arm, but no, not quite able to hit it. We will get the pallet break on here, but with this hook, this is the set win for Longbottom. And yeah, and we have this nice centralized hook right next to the unhook over in Deep 11. So this is looking like a lot closer to a 4K than I was at this point in the trial here. And yeah, we find LV Duck once again, and I believe the BT might be, no, I think we still have a little bit of the haste. I can see him spinning around a little bit, but I think they try to go back for the unhooking. Well, now we know for sure the BT is out as they went for the unhooking. Yeah, you see all the survivors over here at the top side. I think this was Vish over here at main, and we'll get the, oh, not quite able to connect with the bite. It looks like we're can't quite decide if we want to break the door or go vault through the window, but eventually we do break the door, and I believe we will just get the pickup onto LV Duck and just get the stages rolling, get the game going, because I don't think any more gens are gonna pop unless Lemon is working away at a what the heck, hello, working away at a generator. This is the second hook onto them, and yeah, we have everyone injured on the board, and this is just looking more and more rough. And maybe we just see the 3rd gen pop, so that is good. We are down to a 4K too. So Lemon was working away at that generator, and we do have Vish over here making their way over to the top side, which is pulling away from, I believe, some more of the active generators. So I mean, Vish can make this chase last a little bit, but it looks like Becky might not want any of that. I think maybe we'll secure LV Duck, but no, we do continue the chase onto Vish. I mean, Becky can go for anyone at this point, as the set is already won, but we do get the down onto Vish, and we go back to the hook, maybe catch out the Savior, but no one coming here for the save. So maybe Lemon and Dage are doubling up on a gen, maybe get down to at least like a 4K1, get a better result than expected. So Becky will apply the eruption onto 3, and it looks like I believe that was Lemon that was working away at that generator toward the bomb here. Yeah, it was, and now we are on probably our final chase with Dage over here. They do make it to the Orman tile over here in the top mid area. Ooh, nice fake over there at the pallet. I don't think we're gonna block him from the pallet. I think they might make it to the window. No, they didn't go for the window. They decided to go for the pallet instead of, oh, hello, missing an M1, going for the +10 brick instead, trying to go for another dead heart, but no, we're 0 for 2, Hunter. Why?
Just Becky too strong, I guess, but he's even denied the last generator of popping here. Has caught Lemon in a bad spot. Is opted to use the hill there towards more so Shaq, and we're going for a last 1v1, I guess, with 2 slugs on the floor in the background. So no sort of hatch play shenanigans going to be happening here. No dead hard to save us, so it does not make the window, and that will be the 4K2 solidified regardless if we do lose the hooked survivors that have been slugged at the moment, because they're not fresh, so it won't matter. It'll be all stages allocated towards Becky, and that will be that. So wow, I mean, just another dominant performance put up by Longbottom, in all honesty. What could have been done better here? Not really much. You know, Scarlett's a good team. I feel like, you know, today obviously not being their day, alongside with the fact that they're up against some of OCE's greatest, if not OCE's greatest. And it's a tough matchup. It honestly is a tough matchup. You have to keep your head held up high. I'm not too sure what their group stage is looking like, and I'll obviously get those